I rise today on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe Party, the true voice of the oppressed, the forgotten, and the betrayed. Today we stand here not to decorate this chamber with empty words, but to deliver a clear message of defiance and truth. We stand in absolute rejection of vote number 1 on the presidency and the National Assembly budget. This is so because we refuse to fund lies, hypocrisy, and a failed dream. We are living in a country where the price of bread decides whether a child eats or goes to bed hungry. A country where mothers pray not for rain, but for electricity so that they can cook a simple meal. We live in a South Africa where hope is more expensive than petrol, and dreams are as empty as the dry taps in our townships and villages. Mr. Ramaphosa, the presidency we debate today is not the house of the people. It has become a fortress of a conflicted and compromised president, a president broken beyond repair, leading a nation shattered by broken promises and shattered lives. This is a president whose couch swallowed millions in foreign currency, palapa. While desperate South Africa is trying to survive by selling food on street corners, are harassed, chased, and arrested by police, you, Mr. Ramaphosa, hide dollars like a hustler stashing stolen goods under a mattress.
Honourable Shlope, please take your seat. There is a point of order. Honourable Skhosana, what is your point of order?
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I'm rising on Rule 84. The leader of the MKP here says the president is broken beyond repair. I don't think that is parliamentary in reference to the president.
Honourable Skhosana, honourable members, please allow me to rule. Honourable Skhosana, that is a matter of argument. It is not a point of order. Honourable Shlope, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And today, we are asked to fund this office to rubber stamp this betrayal. Never, never. Mr. Ramaphosa, you claim to fight corruption, yet you are the living, breathing embodiment of corruption itself. Under your watch, South Africa has become a land of commissions of inquiry without convictions. Endless talk shops designed to pacify the public while looting continues. We talk of a conflicted president. General Mchunu is in a revelation that should shake the foundations of this parliament, expose that the police are captured by criminal syndicates. SAPS is no longer a shield for the innocent. It has become a rented army protecting drug lords and criminal enterprises. But let us be clear, there are good men and women in SAPS, brave officers who protect our communities with integrity. These honest officers are being tarnished by a few rotten apples at the top. Recently, the head of crime intelligence and other senior officials were arrested, a sign of deep instability at the highest levels. Some even argue they were targeted for doing their jobs too well, which makes this arrest even more alarming and remarkable. The MK party stands firmly with General Mchunu and all other government officials who stand for peace, justice, and the rule of law. We support those who expose the rot, no matter how high it goes. Mr. Ramaphosa, you speak of fighting corruption, yet you place your own Minister of Police on special leave instead of expelling him from the cabinet, as you recently did with regard to the DA Deputy Minister. Other ANC ministers who have damning allegations leveled against them are simply moved to different portfolios. This inconsistency reeks of selective morality. It shows that protecting your faction is more important to you than protecting the people of this country.
Point of order.
The late Chris once warned, I quote, "What I fear is that the liberators would emerge as elitists who will drive around in Mercedes-Benzes and use the resources of this country to live in palaces and to gather riches," close quote. Under your leadership, Mr. Ramaphosa, this fear has become our daily reality. We talk of a broken country. Empty vessels make more noise. We talk from a broken country. ESCOM is broken. Transnet is broken. Prasta rusted and dead. SAA looted into a carcass. Dinel a ghost of his former self. Municipalities bankrupt and drowning in sewer. While the people cry for service delivery, Mr. Ramaphosa's government delivers only excuses and consultants' invoices. The so-called government of national unity is nothing but a government of national convenience, a marriage of political opportunists who cannot agree on basic bread and butter issues, but unite to protect their seats and their stomachs. The DA and the ANC, under your leadership, now sleep in the same bed, under the same blanket of white monopoly capital. The same DA once spat on the Freedom Charter. It now shares cabinet space and dinner tables with your ANC. You call it unity, we call it treachery. Now we hear of your so-called national dialogue. Let me tell the people of South Africa what it really is. It's not a dialogue for the nation. It is an ANC election campaign funded by the taxpayers' money. Mr. Ramaphosa, you lead today a broken ANC, a party with the lowest membership in decades, a party that has lost key metros, a party that has become a mere shadow of its once proud self. Branches are non-existent, communities are leaderless, and the people have lost faith in you. But let us be clear. Let us be clear, this is not an accident. Your handlers and puppet masters behind the scenes planned this betrayal all along. They are using you to destroy the ANC from within
Honorable
and to
Shlope,
hand
please take your seat.
and to hand this country back into the hands of the former oppressor. The future of the black child is at stake here. As MK we say, we will not allow the soul of this country to be auctioned off to big businesses and colonial masters. We will defend that black child in the rural village, in the dusty township, in the overcrowded classroom. We will fight so that no child must choose between hunger and education, between dignity and survival. Our communities feel it every day. I met a gogo in Wembezi last month who recollects that she fetches water from a dish because the taps have been dry since October last year. In Soweto, a young mother told me that she uses paraffin because load shedding has destroyed her small catering business. In Hammarskraal, people drink contaminated water while you sip imported water in Mahlambandlovu. The late President de Klerk once said, and I quote, "If Cyril Ramaphosa takes over and keeps his promises, things will be better," close quote. Indeed, you have taken over and you have kept your promises. Your presidential promises have become funeral songs for the living. South Africans don't want televised apologies. South Africans want jobs, water, electricity, safety, land, and dignity. They want a president who feels their pain, not one who hides behind bulletproof glass and photo
Honourable
ops.
Shlope,
We
please,
talk of a
please
broken...
take your seat.
Thank you, I will.
Honourable Member, what is your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, I just wonder if Honorable Kloppe can take a question
Honourable
because he's
Shlope,
speaking
Honourable-
about
Honourable
broken
Member,
Zuma,
Honourable
broken
Member,
Kloppe, broken
Honourable Member,
MKP.
you know well that you
Order,
cannot
order,
do
order.
that. Honourable Shlope, would you like to answer a question? The Honourable Member will not answer a question. Please proceed, Honourable Shlope.
Thank you very much. We talk of broken promises, land expropriation without compensation forgotten, free education for all forgotten, state-owned enterprises as engines of development sold off piece by piece to the highest bidder. What we have today is a captured presidency, captured by big white business, captured by billionaires who dictate policy while the poor continue to starve. Today, we're debating a budget to keep this charade alive. The National Assembly, under your watch, Mr. Ramaphosa, is supposed to be the watchdog of the executive. Instead, it has become a poodle sitting at your feet, begging for scraps of patronage. We, the MK Party, refuse to fund our own oppression. We refuse to legitimize this betrayal. We refuse to build a palace for a president while our people sleep under leaking roofs and cook on open fires. To my colleagues in this House, you stand at the fork in this road. You can choose to be complicit in the auctioning of this nation, or you can rise as true servants of the people. To you, Mr. Ramaphosa, you are no longer the architect of renewal. You are the demolition man of democracy. To the GNO partners, your alliance is not for the people. It is for power, it is for privilege, and it is for profit. We are asked to vote for this budget. The MK stands resolute. We will not. We reject this budget and vote one. We reject a president that has become a piggy bank for the elite. We reject a parliament that has turned into a silent spectator to national decay. Honorable Deputy Speaker, the people of this country are watching. They will remember who stood with them when they were hungry, jobless, and homeless and hopeless. The MK Party will continue to fight for the South Africa where land and wealth are shared, where children drink clean water, where the lights stay on, and where the president serves, not sells, the people. Let history record, we refuse to endorse these lies. We refuse to fund betrayal. We refuse to clap hands for a captured president. The MK Party stands firm. I end by asking you, Mr. President, corruption is so common in this country. It happens right under your nose. The question is, why can't you see it every day?
House Chairperson, today we are gathered to debate the presidency budget of an administration which is rotting from the head and which has surrendered our nation to criminal syndicates and drug cartels. The ANC, under the leadership of President Cyril Ramaphosa, has failed dismally to fulfill the very mandate his entire presidency ticket was based on, which is to uproot corruption. The corrupt under this government are shifted around and has not renewed the state. Instead, it has refined the machinery for corruption. It has been a presidency of scandals after scandal, cover-up after cover-up, and an astonishing eroding of the faith of our people in law enforcement agencies and Chapter 9 institutions. There has been no light at the end of the tunnel, but rather an oncoming train that has crushed the belief of ordinary people in democracy, justice, and opportunity. Let me begin with the most recent scandal. The Minister of Police, as reported by KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Mchunu, Minister Senzo Mchunu was caught dismantling the political killings task team, a unit with over 100 convictions, over 1,800 years in sentencing. He was exposed of dismantling it, withdrawing over 120 dockets in order to cover up his and many other ANC politicians' involvement in political assassination, in tender fraud, connections to criminal enterprise, such as that of Vusumzi Ket Matlala, involvement in drug trafficking organizations in Gauteng and in KZN. As we stand here, Minister Mchunu was not fired. He was not arrested. He was put on special leave. Something that the president has no powers to do. This has been another character trait of the Ramaphosa presidency, akin to a dictatorship, where he conducts himself outside of the confines of the Constitution. We have written to President Ramaphosa this morning, pointing out to him that he is engaged in an undermining of good governance and plain constitutional delinquency. You cannot appoint an acting minister outside of parliament and cabinet. You cannot place a minister on special leave while he will continue to draw a salary and ministerial benefits, while he has no verifiable duties and functions. But because the presidency is committed to patronage, because the presidency is an extension of managing the factional affairs of the ANC, you undermine this country and taxpayers, and today you create a situation where there will be 2 ministers in the police ministry. You have undermined the confidence of our people even on mechanisms to uproot corruption such as judicial commissions of inquiry, because you are known to establish commissions, task teams, special units, and special envoys that have become employment agencies of cadres you cannot deploy to parliament or cabinet. You have established so many of these and yet yielded no results. And now our people have lost faith in them. The Zondo Commission gave you recommendations. The Makana Commission of Inquiry gave you recommendations. The Life Asset Demand Inquiry gave you recommendations. What have you done with them? Nothing. You have established a presidentially advisory panel on land reform, a National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council, a BBBE Advisory Council, an Economic Advisory Council, investment envoys, employment stimulus, and even a commission on the 4th Industrial Revolution. All of these are multi-million rand bureaucratic distractions that have delivered nothing: no land, no jobs, no industrialization, no justice, just more jargon. In light of the incompetency of the presidency, it has become the duty of the EFF to defend our democracy. It was the EFF that exposed the illegal SITA board appointments, including Minister Gwede Mantashe's own son and other ANC allies.
Objection, objection.
We forced their
Objection,
withdrawal.
objection.
Honorable Nolutungu, please take a chair. Honorable Minister, what is your point of order? Honorable member, please take your seat. Honorable
In
members,
terms of Rule 92, read in conjunction with Rule 68, who irrelevant or out of order.
Protecting your child.
that point of order is not sustained. Honorable Nolochungu, please proceed. Please proceed. Honorable member, please proceed.
It was the EFF that exposed the illegal SITA board appointments, including Minister Gwede Mantashe's own son and other ANC allies.
Objection.
We forced their withdrawal, not because the ANC grew a conscience, but because we made the cost of corruption politically unbearable. We raised the same alarm with the IDC board, appointing Ayanda Dlodlo, Sidney Mufamadi, and Nomusa Dube-Ncube, all retired, failed ANC politicians, now recycling themselves through public entities that control billions in public funds. You have turned the state institutions into a retirement scheme for loyalists. The EFF rejected it outright and demanded audits of every appointment because we understand when you control the boards, you control the tenders. When you control the tenders, you control the ANC. Honorable members, let me now speak to one of the most significant victories in democratic accountability in recent history, the VAT increase, and how the EFF stopped it. Earlier this year, the ANC attempted to ram through an illegal fiscal framework to increase VAT to 0.5%, which was an insult on the poor disguised as economic necessity. They tabled a report in Parliament that had not been voted on, violated Section 8, subsection 4 of the Money Bills Act, and was tainted by fraud. We raised the alarm and wrote to the Speaker. We warned that the law was being broken, but he ignored us. So we went to court. Eventually, the Western Cape High Court ruled in our favor and nullified the committee's resolutions and set aside the parliamentary adoption. Let us be clear, it was not the backroom deals that stopped the VAT increase. It was not so-called engagements by parties trying to claim credit in press conferences. It was the economic freedom fighters. After we were told of a constrained fiscus which required tax increases, we are insulted with a national dialogue that will cost 700 million. All because the ANC does not want to accept that the national dialogue happened on the 29th of May 2024, and that national dialogue stripped them of their majority. We will attend that dialogue to remind you that it is not people of South Africa who have crippled the state with corruption. It is not the people of South Africa who destroyed law enforcement agencies. It is the ANC. It is not the people of South Africa who have destroyed the SOEs, failed to create jobs, and allowed drugs to destroy the youth. It is the ANC. The people have spoken, and they do not need 700 million to be spent to repeat the message they gave you at the ballot in 2024. This is the real legacy of the president's silence in the face of corruption, indecision in the face of crisis, and appointments designed to protect patronage over principle. No last attempt at legacy building will rescue your legacy. Mr. President, and perhaps you should have stayed in business because now you are tied to the rot of the ANC forever. The EFF rejects this report. Thank you.
We are determined to maintain the momentum that we have built on. We must therefore be concerned when reports emerge and allegations are made to threaten and to undermine the stability and effectiveness of these institutions. I have recently established 2 commissions of inquiry. that in different ways will interrogate aspects of our criminal justice system. The first one is chaired by Judge Sisi Kampempe, which will look to the past. I see there's quite a bit of excitement on this side. Now, this commission, Honorable Speaker, as I take a sip of water, will investigate allegations of undue interference in the investigation of prosecutions of apartheid-era crimes. Not only is the commission necessary to ensure that justice for the victims of apartheid-era crimes and their families, but it will provide valuable lessons as we strengthen our efforts to ensure accountability now and into the future. The second, Honorable Speaker, is that which I announced on Sunday, which will be chaired by Acting Deputy Chief Justice Muyiseli Madlanga, which will investigate allegations by the South African Police Service Provincial Commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi alleged that the Minister of Police had interfered with sensitive police investigations and colluded with business people, including a murder accused, to disband the political killings task team based in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, these allegations are serious. They are also untested. It is therefore necessary that we establish the facts through an independent, credible, and thorough process so that we can ensure that there is accountability as well as safeguard public confidence in the police service. It is therefore strange that some people have voiced strong opposition to the establishment of this inquiry. Some have even said that I should take immediate punitive steps against Mr. Senzo Mchunu on the basis of untested allegations. Not only would this be unfair, but it would also create a very dangerous precedent. Now, on this one, the commission should be allowed to do its work. Some people have even resurrected the tired line that commissions and panels that we have established in the past have produced meaningless results. This view is wrong. It is not borne out by evidence. In 2018, we established a commission on the South African Revenue Service chaired by Judge Robert Nugent. The commission's findings and recommendations resulted in a comprehensive overhaul of SARS. It also resulted in the governance structures of SARS and the operational capability of SARS being revamped. This has enabled SARS to significantly increase revenue collection, improve compliance, and recover substantial sums of unpaid tax. The Commission of Inquiry into the Public Investment Corporation, the PIC, which was chaired by Judge Lex Mpati, exposed serious governance failures and led to far-reaching institutional reforms at the PIC. These commissions resulted in disciplinary actions and the cancellation of unlawful contracts. The implementation of the recommendations of the high-level panel on state security agency have contributed significantly to SSA stabilization and recovery. It has also improved oversight and accountability, and the structural reforms contained in the General Intelligence Law Amendment Act. Following the recommendations of the expert panel into the 2021 civil unrest, government has taken steps to ensure better intelligence coordination, capacitating public order policing, strengthening community policing forums, as well as strengthening and streamlining the functionality of the National Security Council. In the 3 years since the final report of the State Capture Commission was presented to the President, the government has undertaken major reforms based on the recommendations. 8 new laws have been enacted to strengthen our anti-corruption institutions, enhance procurement system, reform the intelligence services, as well as to improve corporate accountability and public administration.